tell you how to...
It's like asking why. That's like an ant asking us why we step on it.
No, there's actually an answer.
Oh, okay.
You can't force them to.
You can't really force them to, because they're very tricky. Yeah,
Just
but
they're
clearly their name isn't enough.
They're shifting.
So the law of names is like, the name grants you power, but at the same time, then why do you need the summoning circle? Why do you need the triangle?
Since they could know your name.
It's power, but it's not control. You can have power over someone without having control. Yeah.
Where do these demons come from? In the traditional, like, Islamic, Judaic account of...
That is the answer you would traditionally get. Did you have something?
So they're fallen angels.
I thought he was saying, where do they come from? Like, when we summon them, where do they come from instantly?
No, I just mean like where do they originate?
Yeah.
So they're fallen angels who follow Lucifer to hell, blah, blah, blah.
In the system, there are other systems that will invoke other people from other places.
I was just trying to answer the question, and I needed that information.
Yep.
I still can't get an answer.
Because the last time. Oh.
Two things. If lesser can summon greater, can greater summon lesser?
Oh.
Why would Greater want to summon?
That's
Yes. But
Yeah.
because you can, if you like are really, you're a demonologist who does this shit all the time, which apparently people do. You can like relate with enough demons that you have to start a hierarchy. So, but there is one, because all this stuff like exists in a written form. So you can go in the book and be like, all right, so this guy orders around these people. So the demons on top can tell the other demons what to do, and like order them around through their
Almost even in a sense of if you could summon a demon, you being the lesser power, could the greater power of the demon summon you, the lesser power?
if you fucked up.
Like,
I would say in most cases, no. It's probably possible.
They can summon themselves to you, but they exist on a.
Oh yeah, and that can happen.
They exist on a different plane of existence from us. We cannot be transported to their higher plane.
I'd say the problem is that we're kind of stuck in bodies right now.
What?
Yeah,
wait till we transfer to
They
our
can
own
come
system.
down a level, but we can't go up a level.
Well, actually, no.
How is hell
Because-
up?
What? Well,
That's implying that they come from hell. But
yeah, which
Well,
is
in this
whatever
system
you
we're
want to
discussing, they do.
I agree that demons... I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, I agree it's on.
Well, I mean, so it's quote unquote a higher plane,
I'm
but
gonna get into it.
hypothetically, a demon could summon you. Like, if someone suddenly goes on like a weird, like not drug induced, but it seems like it should be trip, because that happens every so often. I mean, it's certainly
they
not.
can probably pull your mind up to their existence.
Yeah,
Nathan,
but I mean, we're kind of stuck in our bodies.
demons have more being than humans, even if they're pervading them.
They don't
What's
have
the answer?
bodies. They don't have.
Right.
They don't exist.
Yes.
That was my second point of could you evoke your own soul?
What?
I wouldn't try it, but probably.
I'm just asking possibilities.
Yeah, possibly yes.
Were we
It is
going to
possible.
be discussing why the hell the demons would have any interest?
Why would they do it? Because they'll ask something of you. So when you're done evoking a demon, they'll have a request. Usually they're like, yeah, I'll do this if you do something for me. And of course, it's exactly the kind of request you'd expect, where it's like, and this is from another account I was reading, where the demon goes, all right, I need you to make my sigil 8 foot tall, out of gold, and throw it in the Mississippi River. And the guy's like, well, okay, I live by the Mississippi River, but I can't afford gold. Will tinfoil work? And the guy's like, can you spray paint it gold? I mean, not casually, not as casually as that, but essentially they agreed that he would make this sigil out of wood, cover it in tinfoil, spray paint it gold, and throw it in the Mississippi River.
What does the demon get out of this?
He gets
He gets a golden thing
Why
on
don't
his
we ask
head.
one of them? Why don't we make this, ask one of them, and
He
then
makes
make
it into
this
his
sigil
hood
for them so that they'll tell us why they wanted us to make this.
But then by you asking them for that request, for you them telling you what it is, they're gonna ask for another
I
request.
could see plenty of reasons by throwing...
If you give them out,
By throwing
That's what I'm saying.
you're connecting them to the body of water.
Oh, we're giving them more power.
Yeah, there's all sorts of
Yeah, essentially that.
subtle
Wait, I
relations.
see.
giving them power over the largest river in North America.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, if I were you, I'd be alright with that.
What I see is that if all demons exist on a plane of thought, a plane of consciousness. They don't have physical bodies. That's why they can be in multiple places at the same time. Therefore, by process of connection, if they exist in the plane of thought, us thinking about them gives them more power and maybe more occurrences.
I
And why
say
can't the demon make its own system?
What?
Why can't the demon make its own system?
Because they don't have wood on the plane of thought. But if you create something in their image, you are giving them power.
Because they're not instantiated on the physical plane. I mean, probably not. I haven't seen any demons.
But they can physically fuck them.
Well, a ghost can move and share,
Yeah.
but they're not physically.
Yeah, but I mean, clearly they don't do that often for some reason.
So the ghost can move a chair, then the demon can make a symbol.
Well, no, they can eat
Aren't
the
we
sigil.
given the power to do that?
Yeah,
It's
you know,
anything and make it.
Creation and
maybe it's simply because they want someone else to do it. Maybe it's
they
it's
want
like
someone else to recognize their powers.
Yeah.
it's a form of worship. They're very conceited.
So they don't ask for you to do anything until after they've completed your task.
no, it's at the end of the evocation they'll be like, all right, here's what I need you to do.
Take the
Will they not complete the task until you complete what they asked you to do?
No, sometimes they'll do the task.
But then they'll
And-
hurt you.
But then what if
Yeah, and then they'll fuck with your shit.
So like the mob.
Like, yeah, except like it's a demon, so they can affect things in ways that a mob can't necessarily affect things. But they can't affect things in
I don't know,
ways
if you
a mob
dealt
can.
with the mob,
I mean, the mob can bust your kneecaps. Demons will kind of go about it a different way.
They'll just steal your mind.
Yes.
So when you're in a protected space, when you're making this agreement with the sentient, right?
Yeah.
And then you leave that space to go throw their sigil in the Mississippi River, you're still giving them the power over your body when you leave that space.
No, because you're going to basically get rid of the demon.
But what if you decide not to throw the sigil through? How do they get access to your body to mess with you?
Because you've got an agreement. So,
they have standing claim on you.
yeah.
That's
So,
how it's collected. Yes.
I guess that means
they would affect you in the same way that they could affect other things.
Is that like a law of contract or something?
No, it's more that if you're getting a demon to do something for you, then they have like, and it's not just like grant me knowledge. Then they have to go affect the world in some way.
Are angels any less thickish to deal with, or do they
No.
have the same risk?
They're pretty much
Are they
they're kind of
creation?
right, but
does that mean that demons are in a way as subject to these laws as we are to the laws of physics? Can
It's a good
they
analogy.
not
Isn't-
break these?
maybe. I mean, these were written by humans, so it's just kind of like the laws of physics. Like, we've got a pretty good idea that they're correct. But we've been wrong in the past. We thought the world was set on Euclidean geometry, and it wasn't.
But in the way that we
We actually
are so
don't.
sure that we cannot break them without consequences, like horrible consequences, like we can't fly.
Yeah.
Like
There's probably something like that.
It's like how we design our spaceships based around the laws of Newtonian physics or the laws of quantum physics or whatever. But maybe there are other laws we don't know about.
Maybe,
So,
usually Newtonian actually, because non-Newtonian physics doesn't really kick in until very large, very small scales.
Or very high speeds.
Or very high speeds. Like, much faster than actual
So
physics.
are you sort of saying that all power is like
Significant
an
fractions.
exchange? It has to have something for something.
Not all power, but getting power in this sense didn't expand.
And I want to know if like
Don't you know the tale of Joseph Smith?
Good point. All right. So another thing that you might
They were religious.
is you might say, "Hey demons, I've got a problem. How do I solve it?" And the demon will say, "Well, I'm gonna get the Black Arts book because it has the most interesting answers to questions like this."
I will tell you the answer to your problems if you solve me a riddle.
All right. So let's solve the riddle.
One solution for another problem.
All right. So you're like, "Hey demon, I want to rob a house. What should I do?" And the demon says, let's see, where is... All right. You have to cut a hand from a corpse of a hanged man, wrap it in a piece of winding machine, squeeze it thoroughly to make sure all the blood is drained from it, then pickle it for 15 days in an earthenware jar with pounded salt, peppercorn, saltpeter, zymor, and zymat, whatever the hell that is. Then you have to dry it in the heat of the sun during the dog days from July 3rd to August 11th, when the dog star Sirius rises and sets with the sun. If the sun's heat is not sufficient, the hand is heated in a furnace fed by bracket and vervain. The fat which runs from the hand is collected and mixed with wax to make a candle, which is stuck between the dead hand's fingers. And then, basically what happens is you light the candle, walk around with this hand, and anyone who sees it is paralyzed. And that's like what the demon will tell you to go around this house. No, never.
But then that's not a good solution because then when they paralyze, they can tell the police what to do.
Well,
Well,
it's
the
not.
police
It's
fucking
more than
do that.
paralysis. It's just also
Rob the
sensory
house.
paralysis.
No, they can just tell what you looks like. They can leave out the
No,
paralysis.
because it's sensory
Oh, do
paralysis.
they not remember seeing you?
It'd be like
Well,
the silence.
they're like it's lifeless
Doctor Who reference.
paralysis, not body paralysis. So it's
Stop
just like
robbing that house.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
I doing?
exactly. It's like you are temporarily just gone offline.
Down for the system.
Yeah. So like you want to go rob a house, that's what the demon might tell you to do. Not always.
Granted, you could just stalk the house and wait till they're not.
Yeah. It's safer. So, not only is that like kind of a pain in the ass, and you had to summon a demon into it, which means you had to pay the demon, and you had to get the hand of a hanged man, which is not easy.
You might be able to get that in Delaware, but I don't think any other state.
Maybe Delaware.
What happens if you
Sit down and
If
see.
you're really dedicated, you can get it in your own backyard.
No, I haven't actually read any accounts of that, because usually the demon requests something that people aren't likely to refuse. No, it's sort of like a win-win.
I feel like getting the
I
Because
think
the
garroting
demon
someone
wins,
is not
negatively
outside
affect
most
the
people's
person.
capacity
It is
in that demonic.
negatively affect the
I
person.
think most people
Probably
can
a
get
situation
pain
in which the person is
strangling someone.
Yeah.
part of the hand is
Is there any
more
magic that
difficult.
doesn't involve some kind of exchange?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or do you have to like make it some exchange?
We're actually about to get to that.
to get to what?
Different kinds of magic. So, you want to rob a house or whatever. You have like a task that you want to accomplish, and you don't want to summon a demon to do it because that's a pain in the ass. Then you have to give them something, and then, you know, it's just so much effort, and then they give you this weird thing. Well, you can find a book like this, Modern Witch's Spellbook, which contains practical magic. Practical magic is interesting. So, let's see. Do we want to learn a spell to assure high test scores, or to assist in getting along with children?
Getting along with children.
All right.
Really?
Getting along with children.
The first would be considered academic success.
Wow.
Where the hell is the accent?
Magic spells really covered under
So
academic
it's
dishonesty.
saying that by studying.
It's like getting along with, not great man.
I didn't cheat on the test. The universe cheated on the test.
Okay.
Technically, that means
So,
If you're doing
Easiest way of
anything
showing good test
besides
scores is
that,
study
you should be
fully
getting
understand
along with
knowledge.
No, there's
Maybe
I just have children that won't
Children
belong
can be,
on the
children can be
Sound
pretty
models.
disagreeable to each.
here we go.
I'm a child, am I not disabled? You can be pretty disagreeable.
Child on the outside and child on the inside are different things.
To encourage the right attitudes in yourself as the children grow, put a pot of African violets in your home at the child's birth. With each year of the child's growth, take a clipping from the plant and start another. The African violet is a plant of wisdom and plenitude, and its magical properties will assist you in the process of helping children grow strong.
Oh, so you have to know when the child's born.
Well, apparently for this spell, yes. Let's go for a love spell because these are always slightly disturbing. Moth's
It's giving us
Bro.
a nice catch.
Okay, here we go. This is a good
Are you
example.
sure that's not just...
That
So,
was badass.
Wait, did you kill it?
Catch it,
No, he
kill
just
it.
like reached his hand out and pulled it out of the air.
Please tell me to kill it.
Where's the outside?
Where's the
you have to go upstairs.
Upstairs.
Door to the right.
Escalators upstairs.
All right. So, let's go to Magic Thought Experiment Land, where all philosophy majors reside, and talk about a person whose boyfriend is a jogger and is so busy going to marathons and things and doing jogging stuff, they don't have a lot of time to spend together. This person does the following spell.
They scrape some dirt from his jogging shoes and put it in a locket, which should be